Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Idi Zainab binti Junaidi from IC1103D. We're going to present about the principle of intention of Qawaid al-Fiqhiyah with my friends Nur Alias binti Mazlan and also Munirah binti Shukri. For the introduction, al-umur bimaqasidiha or principle of intention is derived from the hadith. All matters are determined according to intention. It is because in our daily life, any act of human being must have come from his will and intention. For example, we want to fasting or prayer, of course we must have intention on it. If not, we will not be considered as ibadah and we will not be rewarded. Also, this kind of principle is the first principle that covers almost all aspects of Islamic law, including devotional matters, commercial transactions, and crimes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Munirah binti Shukri. So today I'll be presenting meaning principle of intention. So intention in term of language being the desire to do something to achieve a specific goal, while Sharia has been specified that intention as a desire accompanied by deed, and it must include the desire to do something good deeds that are intended to gain the pleasure Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. According to Al-Ghazali, he said, the intention is a will that rises from the soul due to the desire and tendency of something. While Imam Al-Baydawi rahimahullah said, intention is the heart's desire for what bring benefit and prevent from anything that can harm us. So by the following hadith, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, truly the deeds are only according to the intention, and to every man is that which he has intended. Whoever therefore undertake his migration, yani hijrah, for the sake of Allah and his messenger's will, his migration is for Allah and his messenger. But whoever undertake his migration for earthly life will achieve it, or because of a woman to marry her, his migration is for that for which he migrated. So this is a hadith is from Imam Nawawi in a Sharh Arba'in. So the last one is a niyah or intention has two significance in Islam. So the first one is the affirmation of intention is a prerequisite before an ibadah or worship. Second, the affirmation of niyah signifies one's willingness.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name Nur Alias binti Mazlan. I'm gonna present Sources Principle of Attention. Okay, for Sources Principle of Attention, we have two methods, which is come from Al-Quran and Al-Hadith. First, which is come from Surah An-Nisa, from Ayah 114. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. لا خير في كثير من نجواهم إلا من أمر بصدقة أو معروف أو إصلاح بين الناس ومن يفعل ذلك ابتغاء مرضات الله فسوف نؤتيه أجرا عظيما. This Quran explains that someone who strongly supports others to make a good thing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward him if he does it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah know the hearts of human. If you plan to do a good thing, but you do not done yet, Allah will reward you. Okay, no wonder intention very important and need to use in Sharia. It is because the principle is always relate to human life. Okay, the second one is hadith. Innamal a'malu binniyat. This hadith very famous because it first hadith. Okay, Abu Ubaidah said about this hadith, there is no statement from Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam which is more comprehensive, significant, and beneficial than this hadith. Okay, this hadith show to us that intention very important in our life, and it also showed that before we do something job, we need to start with a good intention, because intention will give effect to our job.
The first importance of intention is to differentiate between ibadah and adah, custom or personal habit. This happens because some actions can be considered as personal habits if the actions are performed without the proper intention. For example, a person refrain from eating or drinking from Fajr until Maghrib without having intention of fasting will not consider as fasting. It is because one of the syara of fasting is niyat. Niyat is also called intention. So if we don't niyat when we want to fast, but we just not drink and eating from the morning until Maghrib, we still not consider as ibadah and we will not be rewarded. But if we having intention or niyat that we want to fasting, then we will be rewarded. It same goes when a person enter a mosque and sits for the sake of rest without having intention to itikaf, it will consider as personal habit and not rewarded. But if a person do while having intention of itikaf, it will consider as ibadah. Next, the second important of intention is to differentiate between one kind of ibadah and another. In Islam, ibadah such as fasting, bath, hajj, and prayer have different kinds of ibadah. Either it is compulsory, recommended, nazar, or else. For example, we want to fasting to fulfill our nazar, but we do not have any intention of nazar, so we will be considered as regular fasting and our nazar will not be counted. However, if we have an intention to do fasting because of nazar, the fasting will be considered as nazar and it will be counted. So moreover, it is similarly with other ibadah like prayer. We have hajat prayer, taubat prayer. We must state what kind of ibadah that we do. So it is important for a person to have intention by specify the ibadah according to their kinds, whether it is compulsory or otherwise. Next, we will proceed to the branches of maxim of principle of intention. The first one in ibadah, adamul ishtirat an-niyat fil ibadah la takunu adatan aw taltabis. No intention is needed in the ibadah which is not adah, traditional or custom. What does it mean? It means that any ibadah that we done as a habit or custom, we do not have to put an intention on it because we often do it until it becomes our habit or custom. For example, reciting Al-Quran, zikir, pray is the custom ibadah that do not require an intention to perform it as opposed to eating, reading, and others. However, intention is needed in the ibadah which have similarities. For instance, the ibadah of zakah and sadaqah is kind of same type of ibadah which we give something or some money or property to someone who need it, but to differentiate it, we must state our intention on it. So, we can know clearly what kind of actual ibadah that we perform.
Next, al-ibrah fil unqud. Al-ibrah fil unqud happen in transaction. The seller and buyer need to use a suitable expression. Both parties need to understand what they say. Like example, in transaction, the expression for give and take should be I will take your goods, with the meaning I buy your goods. The seller and buyer need to use a suitable expression, for both parties will understand what they said.
So Munira will state the last branch's principle of intention, which is al-ghayah la tubarriru al-wasilah. The end does not justify the means. What does it mean? It means that we cannot achieve our goals or our good purpose by doing something illegal. Such an example that we donate the money that we gain from the win of lottery to the needy. So, the branches related to the principle of intention itself. Thus, effort to intervene in a problem Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by forbidding what is halal and legalizing what is haram is the same as shirk. So, the good intention cannot be accepted in the means that are contradicting to Islam.
Next, we move on to the examples of the principle of intention in muamalat. The first example is Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad offer property financing I. It is a financing product under Baiti Home Financing facility based on the Islamic concept of tawarruk, which is the sale of an asset with deferred payment. In brief, this product offered to the customer to get a new property, a new house, by make a payment through installment. With this product, the bank also get the profit through installment that the customer paid. So, both sides got benefit. The application of intention here is when the Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad offer to help customer to get their dream house without burden their life. It is a good intention by the bank because providing the customer with a product that will make their life easy by make a payment through installment. Even though the bank will get the profit from the customer, but the good intention applied, and they also offer benefits and options to the customer regarding to the contract that have agreed by both contracting parties. Plus, the customer can reduce risk without any doubt by using this product.
Bank Negara Islam offer contract card. One party give lending without riba, but the people in debt obliged to repay it. The lenders very nice because they help people who need the money, and they they make this contract to make easier for people who in need.
So the last example for the principle of intention in muamalat is in education by HSBC Amanah. So how the application of intention here is when the bank offer the product that can help the customer's child to get the protection in term of their education in the future. It's a good intention of the bank by offering this product that will make sure the customer's child in the future will be protected.
Lastly, as the conclusion, Al-Umur Bimaqasidiha is one of the legal maxims that used by Islamic jurists to solve ummah problem this day. So, every action or deeds that we do must have a right intention because all matters are determined according to intention.